So on Europe, we had some mixed news. On the positive side, we had some of the economic data recently coming in above expectations. Um, just to remind, just a quick reminder, we had a very severe energy crisis, particularly last year. But towards the end of last year, we did see activity contract in a number of economies, and we had expected further weakness moving into this year. But it seems like, at least for the first quarter, we're more looking towards either a small expansion or a bit of a stagnation rather than another contraction activity. So that's basically the chart on the left, where you can see based on the PMI data, and this is echoed by other surveys and other sort of short-term data that have turned around from the lows of the end of last year. So that's on the positive side. On the negative side, we did see inflation tick up quite a bit. This is for February. This is still a flash release, but overall, what we do see is that inflation has inched up actually a little bit. This is the month-over-month rate. We had expected it to come down a little bit because a lot of the sort of things that boosted inflation over the last year are largely behind us. So things like the supply chain issues. If we look at input prices or delivery times, things like that really have returned to normal. Also, we had a currency depreciation last year that was adding to the inflationary pressures in Europe. That is sort of reversed now. Also, the COVID reopening is more or less finished. So what this increase in inflation could mean is that it's probably driven by a lagged impact from the higher commodity prices that we saw last year. It takes time for those prices to work themselves through the economy, so that's likely a factor. Also, we do see wage pressure still building. Every week we get another news from a union somewhere, or strikes or trade union negotiations securing higher wages. So that's still an ongoing story. And there's also some evidence emerging that firms have quite a bit of pricing power. So that could also, and given the economic data that hasn't dipped as much as expected, that could mean that that firms have some pricing power and are also just more than just passing on the price increases. They're also some of them perhaps opportunistically also raising prices.